You know, for thousands of years, honey has been way more than just something to sweeten our tea. I mean, ancient civilizations literally used it as a powerful medicine. And now, modern science is finally starting to catch up and figure out just how right they were. So let's dive into that, right where ancient wisdom meets the modern lab.
Okay, so when I say medicinal honey, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's Manuka, right? It's got this global reputation and a pretty premium price tag to go with it, all because of its antibacterial power. But here's a thought. What if the reigning champion isn't the undisputed champion? What if there's a lesser-known challenger, straight out of ancient forests, that has an even more compelling story?
And just so you know, our whole journey into this fascinating topic is made possible by the folks over at Panuka.co. They're the experts on pine honey, and they're super passionate about sharing its unique story with the world.
So, first up, let's talk about the gold standard itself, Manuka honey. It comes all the way from New Zealand, and believe me, it has absolutely earned its reputation as a therapeutic powerhouse. It's been studied like crazy, which has made it the benchmark for pretty much all functional foods.
So what's the secret sauce here? Well, while most honeys have some antibacterial properties from naturally occurring hydrogen peroxide, yep, the same stuff in the brown bottle, Manuka's power is different. It comes from something else entirely, a unique kind of activity that really sets it apart from the crowd.
And that unique power? It all boils down to one superstar molecule, a compound called methylglyoxal, or MgO for short. This little guy originates in the nectar of the Manuka flower, and it's the source of Manuka's seriously potent antibacterial punch. It's actually pretty simple. The more MgO, the more powerful the honey.
And listen, we are talking about serious potency. The amount of MgO in Manuka honey can be up to 100 times higher than what you'd find in just about any conventional honey. That incredible concentration is the entire reason for its top shelf status and all those therapeutic claims.
But Manuka isn't the only honey with a health halo. It is time to meet our challenger, pine honey. Now, it might not have the same global fame just yet, but its unique origin and its scientific profile, well, they absolutely demand our attention.
And this is where things get really, really interesting. Pine honey isn't made from flower nectar at all. Instead, it's what's known as a honeydew honey or a forest honey. Its whole origin story is completely different. And trust me, that changes everything about what's inside.
So how on earth does this work? It's this amazing three-step collaboration in nature. First, you have this tiny insect, the Marshallina hellenica, that lives on certain pine trees and feeds on the tree's sap. Then it excretes a sweet, sugary liquid that we call honeydew. And finally, honeybees come along, gather up this precious stuff, and work their bee magic to turn it into the rich, dark pine honey we're talking about. How cool is that?
Now, this incredible natural partnership doesn't just happen anywhere. It's really concentrated in a very specific part of the world. Those ancient pine forests you find along the Aegean and Mediterranean coasts of Turkey and Greece. It's this unique ecosystem where you get the right insect, the right trees, and the right climate all coming together perfectly.
Okay, so we've got our two contenders. One is famous for its single, powerful compound, and the other is this unique product of the forest. So let's put them head to head. Let's see what the science actually says.
Right off the bat, the fundamental difference is pretty stark. Manuka's power is all driven by that one compound, MgO. Pine honey, on the other hand, gets its power from a completely different source, a whole team of complex things called phenolic compounds. And what are those? They're basically powerful antioxidants that help protect your body's cells from damage.
And look, this isn't just a theory. The research is really starting to back it up. I mean, this quote from a Turkish study on pine honey says it all. It's a good source of both antioxidant and antimicrobial agents. The scientific community is definitely taking notice of what this honey can do.
And let's actually look at the data. When researchers in Turkey measured the total antioxidant levels in different honeys, pine honey just blew the others out of the water. It was significantly higher than common floral honeys like sunflower or citrus. In this game, more phenolics means more protective antioxidant power, plain and simple.
And by the way, this whole deep dive into the science is exactly why the team at Panuka.co are so passionate about this stuff. This explainer is brought to you by them, and they are totally dedicated to bringing this amazing forest honey to the world.
But it's not just about having more antioxidants. It's about having a diverse team of them. Pine honey has this whole complex arsenal of beneficial compounds. And what's really cool for scientists is that one of them in particular, this protocatechuic acid, is so consistently there, it acts like a unique chemical fingerprint to prove you've got authentic Turkish pine honey.
All right, let's talk about fighting germs. Remember how Manuka basically relies on one big gun, MgO? Well, pine honey uses more of a multi-pronged attack. In fact, research out of Greece found its antibacterial activity was comparable and in some cases even superior to Manuka. But instead of relying on just one molecule, its power comes from a combination of things. Hydrogen peroxide, special proteins, and that whole rich profile of phenolic compounds all working together.
So after that whole showdown, how do we make sense of it all? I mean, what does this actually mean for you when you're at the store choosing a honey for its health benefits?
This chart really lays it all out, doesn't it? You've got the origin, floral nectar versus forest honeydew. You've got the key bioactive engine, Manuka's single-shot MgO versus pine's complex team of phenolics. And that leads to a huge difference. Pine honey just boasts a higher overall antioxidant profile. Even the flavor tells the story. Manuka is very herbal, while pine is this unique, less sweet, kind of malty flavor. So what's the big takeaway here? This isn't about saying Manuka is bad. Not at all. It's about expanding our understanding. The world of medicinal honey is so much richer and more diverse than we thought. Pine honey really stands out as this powerful, scientifically backed alternative, especially if you're looking for that high antioxidant content and a broader spectrum of benefits. If you're curious and you want to explore the unique benefits and taste of this incredible forest honey for yourself, you can learn all about it by visiting panuka.co.
It really leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? With all the spotlight on that one famous honey, could it be that the forest has been keeping one of nature's most powerful secrets hidden in plain sight this whole time?